It's Friday on YourView. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Nima Akasha Zabiri, how you doing?
Fine, I'm fine. I'm grateful to God. It makes 40 days of my father-in-law's passing.
Oh.
And so we're in prayer mode. I woke my children this morning to pray for their grandfathers and all our dead.
I heard that Muslims do pray for the dead. Christians, we believe that once you die, there's no more prayer.
A righteous child can still maintain a link. So that's why it's important that when you're raising children, you raise them towards that purpose, so that hopefully after you have gone, somebody's still calling for mercy on you.
Wow.
And all of that. So
fantastic.
we're doing that and hoping that Allah grants both of them the highest place in Jannah.
Anything else?
That's it. You said that's it.
I didn't talk about please, how many did they buy for you? Because you keep bringing them out one by one.
Honestly,
like
I want to still.
It must be like 10.
It's the that took everything.
I did a jewelry investment. I said there's no need to be looking at somebody's jewelry and be liking. Don't simply punch your calculator and create a budget.
But the long ones, is there a specific place you got them?
So this is from Benga at Smith. So I'm proudly, African, Auntie Annie. I'm repping Africa, natural hair. My dress is from House of BC. My neck piece is from Benga at Smith, and I love creative.
Remind them that next week you're going to wear a wig.
I love it's not easy to run a business in Nigeria. My people, fellow business people, listen. So when we see people that are consistently pushing despite the challenges, we must applaud them. Thank you for
support.
There's something hanging on the right side of your face. What's up?
It's my hair. I'm trying to do style. It did not work. I'm supposed to put like a
cowrie here.
A bead or something. To make it hang.
To make it hang.
Right. I just see it down.
What is
I thought the hair was tricky too much.
I love your shoes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. No. This is not Ada.
Lovely.
Yeah, thank you.
How you doing?
We were just looking to heavens, looking to God. I'm getting ready for my event, and thank you so much for supporting
Excited
me.
for you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Tell us about it. You've forgotten.
Inquiries already. I didn't really want to talk about it today, but the event is going to be happening. The bootcamp for women, the Limitless woman is the theme, and registration is ongoing. If you register now, you get a 10% discount, and the fee includes everything. So transportation from the a place we're going to be meeting to the venue and back, feeding, accommodation is on that token that you're going to be paying. It's a wonderful time. Come and rejuvenate, refresh, and reignite yourself.
All right, so I'll be in Abuja this weekend. I'm waiting for the Abuja Educators Conference. Because I've been circling the educational industry recently. I've been working with a few educators, and the theme for this conference is Education Transforming the Society, Developing the Nation. And our host is Carol Barlow, and I'll be in Abuja to be moderating the session. I'm pretty excited.
Carol is a friend of the family.
Yes, a keynote speaker. There'll be two panel discussions, and 50 school, and lots of people. I spoke to her yesterday. She said about 700 have already registered. Wow. That's really exciting. Wow. So I'm really looking forward to it because I'm in the sector. I have an idea what's going on, some of the challenges that I have.
You're doing the groundwork.
Yes, I'm doing some groundwork.
Yeah, to change this country, it starts with education.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we return, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Wipe out terrorists. Buhari gives fresh order to military. Ngige misinforming Buhari about strike, says ASUU president. Council picks Idahosa as running mate. Why public debt will rise, says DMO. IPOB to UK commissioner, don't come to the southeast. Sexual assault, Baba Ijesha gets 5-year jail term. Akeredolu signs amendment to Amotekun law. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Major headline. So the president, while speaking at the graduation of 247 students of the senior course 44 of the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, was now taking an inventory of all the security issues that we've had in the last 12 years, starting from the, let me just say, he went on to recount them up to March, when the Kaduna-Abuja rail was attacked, the kidnapping that happened, and, you know, terrorism activities up until the Kuje prison attack, and says that, you know, the Nigerian as well as West African partners on the fight against insecurity have done so much, and is then charging the new graduates as well as, then he recognized the efforts of the Nigerian military, but then charged the new graduates to, you know, of course, that their duty is basically to come in and wipe out terrorists off of the surface of the earth and do whatever it's necessary, that's what they are designated to do. He said that they should apply their skill in anti-terror to do this. I'm hoping that beyond talk, that, you know, this, we see results. But the way the president took this inventory, you'd have thought it was at a strategic table and saying, okay, they will come from the east. This is their usual pattern. So you people should do the left, the western side attack and all of that. But just as usual, the speeches we hear.
Like a speech talk show.
No, it was actually a speech at the graduation. So.
Okay, so yes, the ASUU president, Emmanuel Osodike, was speaking, and he said that the president has not been properly briefed by the committee through the Minister of Education, and that is why he made the comment, enough is enough, because if he had been briefed properly, he would have understood that the negotiations they have been having hasn't, you know, led to anywhere meaningful, and so he wouldn't make that comment. And he was also accusing the Minister of Labour, saying that the figures they are flying, because they are mentioning that ASUU is demanding 1.23 trillion or 2.4 trillion to, you know, fund, do the revitalization and all that. And he's saying that this amount of money was not what they mentioned. They only specifically mentioned what each union would be needing, and so they did not mention any form of trillion. And they should, the Minister of, that's the Ministry of Education, should stop churning out this fake amount of money. That's not what they have been agreeing on. One of the things that they are fighting for is that they use the payment platform, UTAS, and also go back to their negotiation of 2009 and make sure that the government fulfills it. On the other hand, the APC flag bearer, that's Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has promised he's going to intervene in this matter with ASUU and try as much as possible to understand what is going on and see how he can help.
Okay, so I was going to take IPOB. IPOB has cautioned the High Commissioner, Katrina Liang, the British High Commissioner, not to come to the Southeast. According to them, there are plans to harm her, and those, according to them, those that are threatening the Biafra Restoration Project would harm her. It's like we wish to advise the British High Commissioner, Katrina Liang, to be more conscious of our environment. We as well call on her to shelve her regular visits across the country and not come to the Southeast at all. According to them, in spite of their unprovoked attack, they are still a peaceful movement, and that they believe in diplomacy and they really care about her own safety. But when the nation tried to contact the British High Commission, they were unable to respond to this to this comment by IPOB. According to them, they are away on training from Wednesday 13th to the 15th, so they couldn't respond to this thing that IPOB was saying. But hey, I doubt if she'll travel to the Southeast with this information.
So the new Nigeria People's Party's presidential candidate, Rabiu Kwankwaso, has picked Bishop Isaac Idahosa as his running mate for the 2023 general elections. This vice president is a Christian, is a pastor from Edo State, though he was born and raised in Niger State. His church is called God First Ministry. He's also known as Illumination Assembly in Lekki, Aja. He's married to his wife, Christy, and they're blessed with 2 children. They still, the national vice chairman of the All Progressive Congress has ruled out Kwankwaso as a threat to the to APC winning, because the Kwankwaso team have always felt that because they are the only candidates running from the Northwest, they have a block, and that they would be able to take that vote from APC. But the Northwest National Vice Chairman is saying that is not going to happen. Now, NNPP has picked a Muslim Christian ticket. We have more options. Okay,
moving on now to the Punch. Placeholder running mate, PDP sues INEC, APC 6 OB, and the Tinubu's disqualification. Picture here, Atiku others campaign for Adeleke, INEC distributes materials. Baba Ijesha jailed 16 years, whips Princess sings. Fuel queues disappear as marketers dispense above 165 naira to the litre. ICPC probes MDAs over COVID-19 intervention funds. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, motorists slam Julius Berger over open bridge joints. Fayoshe's preference for Southern presidency creating confusion in PDP, says ex-rep. INEC probes buried PVCs, threatens sanctions. Nati threatens action against oil firms over the 6.4 billion naira debt. And confront terrorists, eliminate them, Buhari tells security agents. Okay, let me start with the major headlines. So PDP is suing INEC and asking the court to disqualify Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Peter Obi, saying that they must be bound to their initial submissions for vice president, that it is wrong, that they cannot continue to rely on the section 142, subsection 1 of the Constitution to be able to replace their current flag bearer. So they've said that they're taking them to court and they're hoping to get a judgment soon. Also, they're also suing INEC, saying that it was wrong for them to accept the replacement that was given by these two candidates. I don't know how far that will go, but you know, anything can happen right now these days.
Except the law did not provide for it. I wonder what they're wasting time doing. But in the stories, Lagos-Ibadan Road, motorists are lamenting the state of the long bridge, and especially because work was recently done on that portion of the bridge. The 5-kilometer stretch of the entire long bridge has the joint section washing off with no,
I went through that place yesterday. It's terrible.
Wow.
Your car would go like boom, boom.
Where's that?
It's, long bridge, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. It's like there's a gap. I'm worried that it might cause more accidents. It's an expanded gap. Usually they put like a metal sheet to insert something to cover it, but it's open. Sheet. The hinges are open.
So the pictures are also there, and the Punch reporter also did a walk on the entire stretch to confirm this story. Motorists and eyewitnesses were recounting how bad and how it's affecting cars. And, you know, this is a major exit out of Lagos, and, you know, it's a very busy
Those
road.
little things.
So they called out the contractors, of course, Julius Berger, and said, is that how they used to do roads? One Mr. Olatunji Adebambo in this report was saying, is that how they do road in Germany? And they do road here. Yeah, every time is bad, you know, and they constantly are covering it. They are the ones that did it. And the evidence is that they did
better. So the point is that if we have an issue, we raise the issue. We know that I'm bringing it. Is that how you do that for me?
When did they do this road in question?
I'm just saying.
They're
working on the road. They're obviously not done. Obviously not done. It's work in progress. I'm not trying to be a defense here, but I don't like when Nigerians just come up with this sensational thing. Is that how you do things in your country? Julius Berger has been doing roads for many years. Are we still playing the road that Julius Berger did?
But I
think is it the Baba Ijesha contractor who go and do it?
Julius Berger, come and carry Morayo.
It's annoying now. It's so difficult to please Nigerians.
If they did a shoddy job, Nigerians should call them out. Because we paid for
I doubt
we paid for quality. If they did a shoddy
unless they've completed it ahead.
It's completed. Why are you patching a job you've already done? Obviously, it wasn't well done.
They've left the place. The place is opened up already.
So they did not do it well, and we are calling them out to go and do it. It's our money.
We are Nigerians who proudly
Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo
of
the Lagos State Domestic Violence and Sexual Offences Court, Ikeja, yesterday sentenced the Nollywood actor Olanrewaju James, a.k.a. Baba Ijesha, to 16 years imprisonment for defilement. So the judge sentenced him after he was found guilty of 4 out of 6 counts brought against him by the Lagos State government. He was arraigned on 6 counts of child defilement, indecent treatment of a child, sexual assault, attempted sexual assault by penetration, and sexual assault by penetration. Though he pleaded guilty to these charges, he was...
Not guilty?
He pleaded not guilty to the charges, but he was sentenced, and I think he's going to be running concurrently, which will give him 5 years.
Okay.
So
let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing the papers. Talk about how the story in Punch.
Yes, so information coming from the Kuje prison break states that 421 inmates who fled the facility during the break are now in custody. only 454 are at large. This information was released to the chairman of the Committee of Correctional Services, Edwin Anayo, who he disclosed it on Thursday, said the lawmakers met 115 inmates. And if you do the calculation, it means that about 454 are still at large. Those at large still include the 69 suspected Boko Haram members who had escaped. And, yeah, of course, that's the end of the story.
Okay,
there's one more thing. The queues are back. I mean, the queues are gone, which should be good news. But the truth is the queues are gone simply because fuel prices have gone up. Now, the conversation is, the marketers have been talking since that they cannot sell at 165 not sustainable. So, since the government did not say anything, and right now they said the federal government keeps mum on the upward review of PMS. Yeah. So, petrol now sells above pump price, and the federal government isn't saying anything officially on why it is selling that. Is there any regulation as to how high any of the marketers can sell the fuel?
Moving on to Daily Sun.
You should not complain.
APC shifts. Those that are paying in Abuja, you that are paying in Lagos are complaining. You know what they're paying in Abuja for many years.
300 naira per litre.
Daily Sun. APC shifts Shitima's unveiling as Bola Tinubu's running mate. INEC vows to sanction PVC destroyers. Release IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu now. Ortom charges FG. Memo to Buhari alleging my resignation from APC fake, says Osinbajo. Buhari restates commitment to secure and peaceful Nigeria. Oyo Deputy Governor loses bid to stop impeachment. Troops kill 48 terrorists as 3,858 surrender in Northeast. And Buhari and Minister lying to Buhari about lecturer strike, says ASUU. Okay, this story? Okay,
so INEC is upset right now because there are pictures making the rounds of some people burying PVCs, and they're saying that they'll do the needful, and if those people are found, according to Festus Okoye, of course, he says that they would sanction such people. According to him, he said the commission is not taking these allegations lightly. We have commenced immediate investigations, and anyone found culpable in this diabolical scheme, clearly intended to disenfranchise Nigerians, will be sanctioned under the law. Every eligible Nigerian who registered as a voter is entitled to his or her PVCs, and the constitutional right to vote in any election must never be suppressed or abridged in any way. I think I second him on that. I'm hoping that the investigations are swift and that, we'll see the faces of these people.
Yeah. So the special advisor on media and publicity, Lalo Akande, for the vice president, has confirmed that the memo making the rounds that was signed June 24th or 23rd, that about the vice president's resignation from the party is fake. If you recall, that letter was saying that he was being pressured from the family to step down from active politics, and he has claimed that its author did not speak with the same language as the vice president, and this is his boss would not write a memo with so many errors. If you notice that letter to Hack to a so again, social media, so many things just come out there. Fake news is rife, and people keep sharing
these videos
and it's just sad.
Messages.
So let me quickly take the story of a lawmaker, one of the lawmakers, Dr. Daniel Charles of the People's Democratic Party, who defected from APC, has gotten a Court of Appeal judgment from Justice Adegbe Ingbe, saying that Dr. Daniel Charles should return all the salaries he got, because after he decamped, according to the law, he shouldn't, if he decamps, he loses his seat. And he has asked the Speaker of the State House of Assembly to declare that seat vacant. It's interesting to see if this applies within the state, if it would apply on the federal level too. We have some senators who have decamped, House of Rep members have decamped. Would there also be a judgment saying that they should vacate their seats and declared vacant?
The Benue State Governor, Samuel Ortom, is urging the federal government to release without delay the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. He said that Kanu's release will allow the peace process in the country to be taken seriously. He also mentioned that Kanu's case is a socio-political challenge that must be dealt with politically. And he went ahead to say that the Boko Haram people who have posed greater threats to the country have been freed, some have been resettled, some even integrated into the armed forces, that he is asking Nnamdi Kanu's release so that it will show that one side of the country is not being marginalized. And he went ahead to call on the Igbos in diaspora, saying that they should work towards the unity of the country, that charity begins at home. Everything they need to be thinking about is how to ensure that the country is moving forward instead of any form of division.
Okay, so let's move on quickly to Vanguard. Selfish northern governors push Tinubu into same faith ticket. PDP crisis, I'm open to meeting with Wike, says article. I thought he has met him already. I was offered 100 million naira to endorse Obasanjo's third-term agenda, says Baja. Okanso picks Pastor Idahosa as running mate. Varsity strike, why federal government rejected BRICS committee report, says presidency. ECOWAS court declares Twitter ban unlawful. Aviation fuel, 80% of Nigerian airlines not creditworthy, says investigation. FG releases 2021 debt sustainability analysis. Okay, I was going to take the story concerning the ASUU strike. So, for those of you that don't know, if you recall, the federal government has set up a committee, BRICS-led committee, to renegotiate the 2009 MOU agreement. If you recall, that's one of the demands that ASUU is making. First of all, let us have the UTAS, and then let us renegotiate. So this BRICS-led committee was set up by the federal government to renegotiate. But unfortunately, the presidency is rejecting their submissions because, according to them, they had asked for a 180% increase in salary for ASUU, and maybe like about 10% increase for non-teaching staff. And according to them also, they're saying that by the time they review the numbers, that they'll be asking for 2 million naira monthly, they're coming to about 19-point-something million naira annually, and then with their extra allowances, it comes to about 23 million annually. And how do you make that kind of recommendation without involving the key ministries, the key MDAs, the Ministry of Finance, the Office of the Head of Service, there's the budget office on national salaries, income and wages. Like, you can't just make
find
these.
out what they can.
Yes, how much do you have? You can't just wake up the money. Activities, you must pay me 200 million every month.
How much is TVC making?
So, so the Ministry of Finance said that the reason why that was rejected. So again, there's back and forth. Oh, God. We need somebody to really sit down and iron the sides across board. So they rejected the recommendations and said I need to come back to the drawing board. Now, what does drawing board mean?
Means all 3 months of waiting.
So let all the bodies come together. What is available? What can we do? We have to review the salaries, absolutely. But how much review are we asking for?
Well, if the committee can recommend a salary increase as well as other things they've asked for, why can we afford to pay other people, but we are not paying them? So we already know subsidy is not sustainable. We know that we're going to transfer money from subsidy to somewhere else.
So when we make a statement like that, how are we able to pay other people and not pay them? It's a very loaded statement. You need to be sure what we're saying. Who are we talking about? Other people? Which other people? Let us unpack it.
Let's break it down.
So number one, how much are those other people earning? Where is the money coming from? So you see, it's not something we have to discuss and agree here. Is the committee members?
But the committee made the recommendation.
Ministry of Finance. How do you make a recommendation without Ministry of Finance? Is it your pocket?
Exactly.
The money coming from your pocket?
Anyway, it's supposed to include people of Ministry of Finance.
That's what he's saying. You didn't involve the right people.
That means right from the setup, they did not want it to work.
Well,
how can you ask supposed to make the person that set up the committee? Who set up the committee and did not include Ministry of Finance in the committee? It's like when we spent millions of naira doing confab, when we knew that there was no law backing confab, it was waste of time.
That's the point. So the federal government that set up the BRICS committee should have also included the right people. So we're now coming to the conversation. Let us move on.
Yes. So the Speaker, House of Representatives, Fabiyi Gbajabiamila, was launching his book at his 60th birthday. The book is titled The Legislative Life Service and Resilience of Fabiyi Gbajabiamila. And he said that during his time, there was a time, we're talking about the third term for the former presidency, President Olusegun Obasanjo, and he was offered 100 million to support the third term agenda. But he rejected this money, and he said there was a lot of pressure. They were hiding in a particular place, I think Asokoro, and they were having meetings. The meeting would start 11 a.m. to 4 a.m. just to try as much as possible to push it. But he was so happy when finally the thing did not survive on the floor, and he was killed. And so there's a lot of pressure with that office that he's holding. A lot of things happened there, and he, went ahead to explain some of those things in his book. So I think people should read the book and understand what he's going through.
Okay.
So let me quickly take the story of aviation industry. So they say over 80% of the domestic airlines are not creditworthy, which means that they cannot be trusted by marketers to give them aviation kerosene, which is why we have a lot of delays, because they have to pay upfront for aviation fuel. They also mentioned that many of these local airlines might have to raise flight ticket to 100,000 naira single movement following the significant rise in the price of the product. They now reiterated how the price has jumped from when it was 400 to 700 per litre, and how the increase is over 137%, how that has affected the entire business. Long and short, the aviation industry is in crisis, and we will be the one to carry the brunt by paying more for flight tickets.
Right. Final paper, I'm not sure we have time to take it. Nigerian Tribune. The last 12 years challenging for Nigeria is Buhari. Police uncover baby factory in Delta State, rescue pregnant woman. I think that's the only story we can take that's different. Every other thing. Who has that story? The pregnant
woman. Okay, so 3 pregnant women were rescued from a baby factory in Obodoga in a community near Asaba in Delta State. And they found 2 people. One of them, a brother to one of the women who ran this baby factory. And they were in the business of getting the women pregnant and do whatever they needed with the baby. The police public relations officer, DSP Bright Edafe, said that the suspects are currently in custody and that, the needful will be done.
Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, move on to our hot topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, during the papers, we took a story concerning the conviction of Baba Ijesha. He was convicted by the court in Lagos State to 16 years for raping the underage. And obviously, there's been quite a bit of reactions, both on social media and on mainstream media. What are your thoughts on this, especially because of what transpired afterwards? So, yes, the court made the judgments, but many people came out to condemn. A few people, for example, Yomi Fabiyi was condemned, a few people that were asking for justice to be served, and many were condemned. What are your thoughts on all the brouhaha that happened after the announcement was made by the courts? You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourView TVC so we can read your tweet. Okay, so one of the reasons why we wanted to take this story was because of not just because of the conviction, because everybody's happy about the conviction, but is the reactions. And one of such was from Yomi Fabiyi, because everybody was saying that, oh, he was the one that was almost, quote-unquote, supporting. Although I beg to differ. Like, I don't think he was literally supporting that guy. He was more saying, listen, let the rule of law follow its own course. Let me read for him. He said that if the defendant insists that he's innocent of the other charges, it is within his rights if he chooses to appeal. And if he exhausts all options and the judgment stands, he should serve his term. And I hope he will learn lessons and turn a new leaf. I'm still committed to the frontiers of human rights, and that all accused are innocent until proven guilty. That's Yomi Fabiyi. So now,
this was recent.
This was yesterday. I think yesterday. So those are the 2 things: the conviction, people's response, and Yomi Fabiyi's response. That's really the hot topic. What are your thoughts? Let me come to you, BC.
When I heard first, then I saw the video of Princess, the first one I saw, she was dancing, she was jubilating, and I could understand, at the time that issue happened, it seemed like she was left alone by the people that mattered the most to her, the people she had looked up to, the people who were supposed to be holding her hand to say, don't worry, we're going to fight this to the end. There was just a few people who stood. Yabo Ojo stood by her and did not even care about any other thing. So it was victory for her to say that, oh, okay, so justice can be given, justice can be had in this country. And it's hope for a lot of people who have gone through a form of abuse or another, to say that if you are ready to fight the fight and you're ready to follow through, you can have justice. I think it was a step in the right direction to see this justice being served. But, you know, this other guy, Yomi, who keeps speaking and speaking, I'm beginning to suspect him, because at the time this event started and, you know, Princess was crying up and down, you know, looking for justice and everything, he kept speaking and speaking and standing as if it was too personal for him, and people were beginning to ask, are you sure you're not even the same sort of man? Are you sure you're not this kind of person? For you to still stand, there's a time for you to pack up your bags and go. There's a time for you to keep quiet. If you know that it can be appealed, why don't you go straight and start making that arrangement to appeal? Why are you telling us that justice has to be done, justice has to be here?
Is that factual?
No. We don't need that information right now. Go and do your groundwork and take it to the court. So I don't take it to the appeal court. You don't have to keep telling us justice. So this justice that we got now, are you telling us is not the real justice?
No.
Is it the fake justice?
Okay,
no, there's a time, there's a right time for everything. Let your good not be evil spoken of. You need to pay attention.
Let me come back to you. Nima, what are your thoughts on this?
So a lot of them, I agree with BC to an extent, a lot of these actors, all of them were cloud chasing on this, including Yaboju, say with all sense of responsibility here. A lot of them were cloud chasing on this. The concern for me, like I said before, is the young girl, not even Princess. So because now, you know, what we are seeing here and there is our reactions. Two parties are affected by this whole act and the judgment. The girl, Baba Ijesha. Those are the two people whose lives have been affected. Every freedom fighter who has carried this matter on their head and all of that, you know, obviously, some are even obviously cloud chasing, some are just doing image laundry. Yomi Fabiyi, for instance, is caught on the wrong side. So, and he said something very factual now. It was caught on the wrong side. So if it's about cloud chasing, is there anything wrong in standing up for someone you believe or not? He believes in Baba Ijesha, so he stood up for him. If Baba Ijesha was acquitted today, he would then start doing the same thing. So they're all cloud chasing. The two people who are most affected by it, and I hope that this, for this girl, helps her to find closure, is the young girl. The courts didn't establish rape. They didn't establish defilement. Those were not established, and so he got acquitted on those counts. But this indecent assault of the young girl and all of that, they were able to, because even based on the video, we could see indecent assault, and at the end of the day, he's doing 5 years. We want to wish that, you know, the first attempt where he actually penetrated that girl was something that the court were able to establish, or even the second one.
So that's a more grievous crime.
Those are the more grievous one, and the more deterring one. And so as it is now for me, I saw the judgment yesterday and I was like, good. This would encourage other people who would think, oh, no, he's of a certain exposure, and so nothing will be done, to speak up. Right. But I hope that these same people start an advocacy, and they speak up for every person.
Okay, so let me come to Tokwe, because we see in civilized world, you know, you see the bad, the good, the ugly. So even a criminal has family members who are crying in court. Even O.J. Simpson had people who were supporting him. So, and if you're supporting O.J. Simpson and he got convicted, now, do we not say, oh, I mean, how do you, is that the right way for us to, because to react to this kind of things? It happened, yes, but somebody was caught, somebody was guilty, somebody had to be guilty at some point. Yes, but how is our reaction civil at this stage in our lives as a country?
Okay, so when life happens to us, and every human being at a point in life might happen to you. You might be caught doing something embarrassing, something you don't want. They say, may we have someone that will have our back. You know, it's good to have friends when things are good, but do you have friends when things are bad? Yeah. A friend that will tell you the truth. So, and I recollect, even when this situation was happening, that Yomi Fabiyi did not say Baba Ijesha was innocent.
He never said that, yeah.
He never said it. He was always of the opinion that don't do social media trials. All of you have called him guilty. They should castrate him, life imprisonment. But this is someone you've known since forever. That's why my first statement was, may we never get to that point where we're faced with a challenge and everybody is now, you are rejected and cast out. That for me is wrong. Even in the worst case scenario, you should have someone by your back. And then we now have cyberbullying. Another part of this story, cyber conviction, cyberbullying. We know there is no proof backing some stories. But because the entire social media is campaigning and canvassing for one side of the story, if you are seen to say the opposite or ask that, can we just look at both sides of the story? The moment you say it, everybody comes for you. You are against, they insult, they say all sorts curses on such a person. That's not the way life is. Everybody must look at both sides of the story. That's why we have justice system. Of course, we will feel like this thing is right. There are many people who have been jailed innocently just because some people have felt they've said it and this is the fact. And they are innocent. So when we use online, I'll mention the Doen story. I know the challenge that I faced. Plenty of people all around saying, it's not true. That boy was murdered. This and this happened. I said, but listen to me. All of us are saying things based on one person's perspective, an emotional, valid perspective. Absolutely. But the fact is ABC. Nobody wanted to hear that. Even right now that I'm saying it, I know that they will still come for me on the situation. But the truth is, we must seek the truth. We must get facts. So we choose... Don't just be emotional about things and be shouting online.
And that's the issue, the emotional roller coaster we take ourselves on. And when the government tries to regulate social media, we also come for them. That why would you do that? You want to gag the media. These kinds of things that we express. I'm going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll open our phone lines to hear from our viewers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. You know, when we discussed how we want a better Nigeria for ourselves, and we always look to, oh, the government must change this. And you see the way our people behave, the unrefined, the uncivilized, the uncouth way we react to things, do jungle justice, we take laws into our own hands, we bully people, cyberbullying, and selfishness. And you think to yourself, you think the government will be doing infrastructure, but even the people, our minds, the kinds of things people come out to say, the cursing, even though, yes, this, as you said, this judgment went this way. If you had gone the other way, we'll probably see the same reactions. And you're thinking to yourself, because, I mean, when the president says he wished he was military era, that, this he would have done. But this due process is just taking too long. The same thing. Do we want a civilized society? Let us agree. If we want the no problem. Well, let us get in. Let us therefore have a society that is all about how we do to get justice.
As Nigerians, we must learn to trust the systems that we want to work for us. We are the ones who run to these systems. When the system takes process, we are the ones that say the process is too short.
Yeah.
I will use this case in question now. When the arrest was done, and the police were saying we were investigating, we predicted that, no, they'll be bought over.
Yes.
When COVID came, and Baba Ijesha was entitled to bail.
Yes.
If he was, the commissioner of police in Lagos said he was entitled to bail.
That's the law.
That's the law. How many of these people who went live then found a lawyer and said, what is the process? What does the law say? What does the ACJL say? Can we trust this? Okay, you'll be prosecuting or holding watching brief, and I'll be coming to court with you every day and sit on it. After a while, everybody moved on, including Yomi Fabiyi. Now, Yomi Fabiyi's own is even worse, because now that he has been convicted, if you are truly standing by him, based on, as Tokwe said, you know him, see him all the way to his appeal.
Yeah, that's what I expect.
And even when he gets a final conviction at the Supreme Court, wherever you take the... See him in jail. You know that...
That's what he's done. No, I think that's not the case. That's what he's done.
He spoke, no. He said, and he should repent. Yeah. I'm saying, I want to see the process. How many of these so-called popular people who were eating amala at Yaba White House then, after they went to protest somewhere at Panti, how many of them were in court yesterday? How many of them were in court every day saying, I know how this will turn out. I want to see it to the end. I want to see it to the end.
So you're talking about the sincerity.
I question it.
Okay, let me take this call from Olani and I'll come to you. Olani, are you there? Thanks for calling from Ogun State.
Yes, I'm there.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes. Nema is not allowing me to talk.
No, listen
Nema,
to...
Let me contribute.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Morayo of Falabi Brown. I want to contribute on this Baba Ijesha issue.
Yes.
It's a lesson for all of us men. When Yoruba people say, when you don't walk around the periphery of evil, people will not come to you and start keeping lights on you. It's a lesson to all of us. Because what is the relationship with our princess? So, and this acting they are doing, we are carrying it too far. We are coloring irresponsibility. You see, that is the issue. Let us all listen, most of us, most of especially women. The Baba Ijesha of a man, I know very well. He has issue with I think he admitted he's not married and everything. If you are responsible and come of age, get married. Stay with a woman. That will take away a lot of insult from you. The fact that you have a woman in your life that you can call and people know you are responsible, they will not come around you with all these terrible things. He has learned his lesson in a very big way. And there is goodness in all evils. When you look at it from other angle.
Someone was saying, BC, that we should be celebrating Princess and all the other women did. And I think that's not what we're not saying we're not celebrating. I think it was a good thing that they were on it. The issue is the way in which, I think you talk about the sincerity. You know, did they stay on that matter till the end? And just so happened that this judgment was in favor. You know, but it's the sincerity that we're questioning, not that we're not celebrating what efforts these women did put in place. Yes, go ahead.
No, you cannot question people's sincerity because you do not know what is going on behind the scenes. Now, something has happened and everybody gets emotional. That you cannot take away from people. If it happens to an outsider that is not connected, you are very good at being objective. You be objective, you are objective, you analyze the issues and all of that. But if it hits close to home, naturally, every human being, not only in Nigeria, even outside the country, they become emotional. You are not thinking with your logical sense at the time. And people will react. And that's why we have a system that is supposed to check those reactions and ensure it doesn't get out of hand. That's the job of government, and government should be held accountable for that. But saying that you are questioning the sincerity of the people who came out to speak because they did not follow through in going to court every day, people have businesses that they are doing. You could have shown your support at the moment and you had to go back to work. You are checking in because we don't know if they are checking in, asking Princess questions. How far, what's happening about the case, what have you heard and all of that. They don't necessarily have to abandon everything and go and sleep in court to show loyalty.
You can show once in a while.
You can show loyalty.
Not every day.
Excuse me now. These people are actors. They are on set. They are working. Most of them are working. They could have called Princess. They could have done some other moves. They could have sent him money. Okay, we're supporting for this. We're supporting for that. Just keep us abreast. We cannot sit down and question their sincerity because of what you see, that you are not seeing them follow through. It's not every action that is in the public. Some things are done underground.
Let me put clarity on this. Let me put clarity on this, and I'll do it carefully. I had a woman whose daughter was assaulted, came to me. I guided. I followed her till we got to the state of prosecution. The moment the state took over, I assured her every phone call that it will be done. But you know what that woman did? She, the mother of that girl, did not leave her daughter or leave this country. She showed up in court every day. Courts are scheduled. You don't have to come to court and go live to be in court. You are abreast of everything, the situation, the state of mind of the girl per time. And I'm saying this because we all get popular on different things. But when we get popular on things like this, we should consider, I said it the first time when we analyzed this case, that girl could have been, could be anybody's victim. A pedestal for anybody to get popular. And I'm saying it very carefully. I'm not questioning whether they put their resources or anything, but the concern would have been for that girl and that girl only. Going live, dancing, eating, all of those things irritated me by these people who I would have called respected people of society. So
let me be sure I hear you. Yours is that the main primary concern should have been this girl's rehabilitation,
and that's all.
Focus. All the opportunities of going to court,
going live, calling out
okay.
Governor Sanwo-Olu, calling out the IG of police, the commissioner of police, demeaning offices as if these offices were all corrupt. You were just shouting and everybody. These were building up emotions. The justice has now come,
so it's
and it was served on cases that were established.
It further demeans the essence of these major institutions that are supposed to actually support the Nigerian. Okay, let me come to you, top of your thoughts.
So, I respect everybody's opinion. We don't necessarily have to agree with it. I feel that we look at the world from our own lens, how we see, and then we expect everybody to behave the way we behave. But that's not the way other people. The way I show support from the way Nima will show support. The way if Nima wants to support, Nima will be there. Nima would physically, she would be on ground. She would, if she's coming, she's bringing tea, she's bringing agbo, she's calling it. That's her. I might not do like that. So if you're talking to someone who is a social media person that shows support, their own is to say, let me put it on my online. I love to dance. Oh, some people, she's showing off. Oh, because she wants to show you her house. It's because she wants to do, I'm dancing for me, oh. But somebody else is looking at it through their own lens of how they see things being done. I don't think that's even the real issue here. You've touched on the real issue. A girl has been defiled. And thankfully, they were able to get some form of justice for this girl. What are the lessons we're learning from this?
So part of the lessons I want to understand is that, was there need for cursing people? So, for example, Yaribo was cursed. Baba, the other guy, Fabiyi, you know. So I understand the emotion and pain, you know, everybody involved was going through, which is what you're saying. We understand the emotions. But is that the right thing for us to do?
Morayo, you cannot tell people what's the right thing to do.
If
there's no, yes, if you can decide to cry and you are opening your mouth. Some people will cry, they will close their mouth and they are crying. So like people have different ways of expressing themselves. You know, we're talking about people that are angry and they now beat or lash out. That they are beaters who now found opportunity to beat. You are a curser. You know how to curse. Cursing is your thing. So you now, when you are aggravated, what will you do? You curse. So that's
if you're an English speaker, if you're an angry,
yes, you will speak more English. So that's just our way. But I also want to also say this thing, please. What we see, we would think is the right thing. So let's, even when we accept that this is what they are doing because of what they know, let us also establish what's the right thing.
What's the right thing to do?
If for any reason you find that somebody you know when to steal, or somebody you know when to do something that you don't like, or something committed a crime, it doesn't mean that you will not abandon the person. Standing by the person is the right thing to do.
Which what you said. Let me take this call. Emeka's holding for a while. Sorry. Let me. Emeka, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please. Sorry for keeping you.
Yeah, I want to make a contribution to the issue of Baba Ijesha.
Yes.
Louder, please.
When the other lady was talking, she made a statement that on social media, people talk according to their emotional belief, how they see things. And it's not supposed to be so. But I want to let her understand that why it's like that is because our judiciary are not to be trusted. That is the problem.
I can't hear him.
Our judiciary are not to be trusted.
Is it on national television? Okay, we can't hear him.
We lost him.
Sorry, please. I think it's yes, because we say stand by the person that you know, but tell the person the truth. What you did is wrong. I'm hoping that in the case of what we're doing, we're able to get you the most reduced sentence possible. Also, when we go online and we're talking online, we are not judges. You were not there. Maybe you saw a video or you heard an account. In social media, we have judges, lawyers that did not go to school, and they would sentence you to court, they sentence you to we do all of these things without any basis, any factual basis. We should stop it. Because by the time we do this, we don't allow, we cast aspersions on the judicial system. Nima was saying they were calling the governor, they were calling the judges, they were, all of those things, they're not necessary. There's no need for drama. Let justice be served. Your claim should be that there's no party should be treated unfairly at the end of the day.
Because we respect every citizen, and you're innocent until proven guilty.
It's always innocent until proven guilty.
So, and that's what we signed up for in democracy. Unless we don't want democracy again.
See, Baba Ijesha, for me, is not, just as that caller said, once you don't walk around evil, He doesn't, you know.
Doesn't
So maybe from his way of life and all of these things, this is how he got what he got for himself. Maybe something he's used to. And this is advice for other people. And so he deserved what he got. But so the system did not enable him. And the system will not go and create, if you are unable to prove it, and place it on him because we all think he is that kind of person. Okay. We know a lot of people that are pedophiles, that we know a lot of people that we have heard and all of, but we cannot prove. And so we cannot take away their lives because we must get emotional.
Let me get a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We have Oluwatosin. Good morning, Oluwatosin. Are you there?
Yes, good
You're
morning,
live.
ladies.
Go ahead, please.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
I'm happy I actually got through on this same topic.
Yes.
And most importantly, I agree with all the, the points all the ladies have made. But I'll also like to say, until you wear the shoes, you don't actually know where it pinches.
Yeah.
Most important is what's happening to the girl, the victim in this circumstance. Yeah. And also the well-being of the guy that was involved. He's been sent to prison for reformation and all that. I hope moving forward he learns his lessons and, become a changed person. But like with regard to the social media friends and how people are going about it, like this said one good thing, how people, and Topper said the same thing, you react to it the same way you are brought up, the way you are taught, the way you handle matters, especially with people that deal with social media. The best way they feel they can contribute to their own quota to issues like that, because you always shout that people need to make victims comfortable. So they need to give a platform for people to know that no matter what, once you know your issue, we'll make noise about it and we'll get justice. And the truth is, not everybody will support openly. Yeah. To the end, people were there, because people that did not even show face or identified with the victim were monitoring that. I'm a lawyer too. I was interested in that case and was there till the end. So it's not the same coin for everyone. And I'm happy that justice was gotten. And more importantly, for the people cutting on social media, I think it's something that has to be condemned as well. Our cyberspace should not support such acts. What is bad is bad. Also, we should focus on the information of victims and how we can all get better in reporting issues and dealing with them. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so it's good to try as much as possible to be civil, but when it happens to you directly, you cannot be held on how you have chosen to react, because at that time you're reacting from a place of pain. It's after you have sat down a few days, a few weeks, a few months later that you now start reasoning right. But at the time it's happening, people would react the way they deem fit to react. It's just left for people around them to say, okay, this is not the right move. Can you calm down a bit? Let's help you handle this. But like the caller mentioned, I wanted to also say, now that the judgment has been won, we are excited. Probably till they now take it to the appeal court later on. But right now, we have gotten a form of judgment that has given hope to people. Let us not forget this girl. I would want to hear conversations on how this girl is being treated right now, what sort of therapy she's seeing right now, how is she being integrated into the society right now. And I just wish Princess could come on the show and tell us what is happening with this girl. Let's not, in the frenzy of they don't catch him, they don't fail, we don't win, we forget the person who is the real victim.
Yeah, I got into where I'm going. God bless you. Let me take this tweet. Love Day Ogaga says, you guys are on point. We get too emotional and demand jungle justice without facts. How many journalists or activists has attended the court case involving the Uniben lecturer accused of rape? All those who posted on social media moved on. It's time to regulate social media. I have been attending the court sittings involving the Uniben lecturer, and my eyes have opened to more hypocrisy of Nigerians. Wow. They get sentimental and want to be seen or heard on trending issues, whether it has facts or not, and ghost when it matters. Still on the Uniben rape case as case study, all news media, blogs carried the allegations and video of the lecturer, but none were in court. Even on day one till date, they are never there to get facts, but report gossip and rumors. That's where I have a problem. Yeah. So this is a real life injury to somebody. Fantastic. Somebody has been raped, whether or not it was a complete entire sexual assault, but somebody's life is being affected. And so while you're saying, immediately happens. Most of the people here, it didn't happen to them. They are not the mothers of this child. The people that it happened to, you don't even know how their psychology is at the time. You are now thinking, no, on this I have 10,000 followers, I can get 10,000 additional, let me go on live. And you go on live at somebody's expense. You go live, you get more followers. I know some people, for some, I don't want to mention their name here, it was a business. They were the interviewers of all the people affected, these so-called people, and getting more people to join and, you know, jumping on this frenzy and getting followers. But the young girl's life, the young girl's psychology, her well-being at the time, until date.
Let me take Yomi from Ibadan. Good morning, Yomi. Are you still there?
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, first time caller. I need
to the show.
Since Friday, I've been trying. Now, a quick one. I've been listening to you ladies since morning, and I must say, honestly, and that's why I love to watch your show every morning. There's no wrong answer. There's no right answer. I love the perspective that everybody brought on the table today. You know, most times when I watch you, even myself, I get developed. It helps me to think in several boxes, and I love that. And talk about, I like what you did this morning. You're trying to, you know, balance the equation. It's good anyway. And to all of you, you guys are amazing.
Thank you, Yomi.
Continue to do what you're doing. And okay, well, I'll talk about that something that I want to do something. I'm hoping that when I call on you, you guys will actually come to, you know, honor me. Now, on the matter this morning, really, there's one major thing we are facing in Nigeria today is social media. You know, I don't know, but everybody is a judge, and you will see causes, even on these political things. You will see people, but like my husband said, you know, it's a way of trying to cool down.
Engage people.
When people are jobless, just go there and, you know, just begin to say whatever it is that you feel like saying. But seriously, let's do something to bring it down. And then Nima and the other ladies have been hammering on something, and that is the girl. What do we do to help her? Now, again, let's also take a tilt away from it and back to the man. Now, while they say they are changing him from prison to rehabilitation. How will they help him to get better?
Because in 5 years, he comes back out.
Thank you. Oh, God. Can't hear her. It's lowering down. Okay, thank you so much, Yomi. See, I totally agree with everybody. I just said I totally agree with everybody, but my only worry is how we continue with this frenzy. If I were in the shoes of maybe those who were clamoring for justice, maybe this morning or yesterday, I would have done Thanksgiving. Yeah. I'll just be thanking God. If I go live at all, I'll just be thanking God that, you know, at least this girl got justice. Maybe I wouldn't curse because I'm not predisposed to cursing anybody. So maybe I just said it's based on Unika Luku. Everybody know how their personality is. Yeah. So I get that part. But the more crucial thing for us is how do we ensure that we reform society such that girls like this, the girl in University of Benin, different people get justice without this social media frenzy. How do we educate somebody, a rape victim, to get justice almost immediately? How do we have that staying power to get justice, even no matter how long it takes?
So, Mariah, one of the biggest challenges we have is the justice system. You know, the justice system is so slow that people feel like if I don't take things to social media, I won't get justice. If something happens, they would say, let me get a media house to jump on this so that we can make noise, and then they will take the case serious. So we need to go back and let justice work. Let it just work.
Pause. Is it possible that if the princess did not make this much noise, maybe those who have influence may have found a way to sweep this thing under the carpet?
Is
that the issue that we have with the justice system? So it's the princess and all the others are making noise. Say, let us make noise, so that they don't go and sweep this thing under the carpet.
And it happens everywhere. So our world is full of so much noise without true substance. And we're not really achieving long-term results because we're dealing with one case per time. And what we need is structural reform that provides justice for all. I need to say something, just two things quickly. Number one, we need to encourage listening to other people's varied opinions. That's what this show is about. You don't need to agree with me. Whether I am obedient or batified or articulated, you be your own. Absolutely. Let me be my own.
In peace.
If I say my own on my own page, why do you come to my page and insult me? Or, like, just say your own now. But we don't do that. You feel everybody must join you. If they don't join you, they are horrible people. Let us appreciate each person's opinion and in a logical way try to convince them of our own view.
Are we civilized enough for that? Let me. Are we? Because I always have this argument that maybe democracy is not for people like us. Because the truth is, whether we like it or not, I've said it before, and a lot of people have said, Morale, you are wrong. But if I have a community full of these people, right? And only this small percentage are educated enough, I can reason to pick a right leader. And I have this huge population who don't really care. Just say, vote right, they go right, go left. But only this small population. So should we ensure that only that 10% votes? Because they are the only ones. I know it's difficult. We're going to
for the people by the...
Because these people, they don't understand. So the Oyinbos that are using social media, they are civilized enough to say, okay, it's your opinion. That's you. Me, I agree with you. But our own people, are we civilized? No, we are not. Oh. We fight, we shout, we condemn you, we maim, we do everything because I don't like talk, I'm going to do the destroyer. So maybe this social media said, this one brought it to Africa.
We will continue to talk about it.
Keep it where it's supposed to be and let us continue. Let's go back to the backward mentality. So let's grow organically, gradually, because we have fast forward progress that you are giving progress to these people who don't get it. They're not handling it.
Nigerians do not trust the justice system because Nigerians are the ones who abuse the system. Nigerians are the ones whose sons and daughters will abuse another person and say, I know, but can you people help me? Don't let family names spoil. This same system, before this case of Baba Ijesha, created a sexual offense, special court for this kind of offenses. They created the domestic sexual violence court, emergency court, and it was enacted by the House of Assembly in this state. As we sat this morning, a father who committed incest on 3 of his daughters was sentenced to life. So what are we saying?
So it works.
It works. Wow. We know it works. But because we know what we are capable of, we will not come and say, no, that thing we are capable of can be done in this case. If we always leave the system to work on its own, what we are providing, see, a judge sitting in any case cannot leave the law and come and say, okay, now I'm not using this law again. I'm going to use, I know Yadagbaja's son when he was a child. He's not capable of this. She can't decide like that. So they would always come by what you prove and what you put in front of them.
Let me take
and
this
it's happening every day in a state like this.
I have to wrap up on this. We have to bring in our guest. But let me take this call from Tokumbo. Tokumbo, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
One thing I've noticed, you people are taking this side. I understand Baba Ijesha is wrong. Definitely, we all know that most likely. And the court has said. But you've also gone ahead to talk about what Yomi Fabiyi said after the verdict. But you've not said what Princess said after the verdict. She's been reading courses at the children of Yomi Fabiyi.
We mentioned it. Brian has been saying it since.
But you didn't really say it much. You're not really talking about her.
Brian has been talking about the cursing.
Making curses. No, you've not said a video. I've been watching. You've not really said that part. And that's extremely wrong. I'm definitely not in support of what Baba Ijesha has done. No one will be in support of it. I'm a father, I'm a lawyer. But it's wrong for us to be raining curses on people's children. It makes sense, and you're not talking about that part. It doesn't.
Tokumbo feels like we have not spoken enough about Princess cursing Mama Rainbow. Children. Like Brian mentioned, maybe we did not, maybe because we did not specify that it was Princess that is cursing. She mentioned the cursing. She mentioned, and we've all agreed here, it is wrong to place curses. Let's trust the system. However, for us, it is wrong. For her, it is our own way.
So what you said was that we are all different people, and we all react differently. So for example, if she's a cursed person, that's how she knows how to do it. I'm saying my own is praise worship. If I had gotten that kind of, if I was the one on this case, the first thing I call, Pastor, look at me, Pastor, this, let us do praise and worship. Let us just thank God for this justice. That's what me I would be predisposed to do. But I want to
but Mariah, you asked the question. You said, is it possible that it was the noise they made that even made the case go this far? With the society we're living in right now, you need that noise. You need that noise because the system that we have made not to work. So everybody, I'm passing the responsibility across everybody.
Let me ask a quick question.
So we have made the system not to work. And we know that if we keep quiet and say, okay, let's handle this thing without making that noise, things may go under the carpet and nothing happens.
But is it justifiable what they did of cursing someone like an Rainbow?
No. The cussing is wrong.
Yes. But I think that's what
hold on now.
Yoruba has lived their life. There's no cause that somebody wants to cause. I'm saying Yomi Fabiyi's children. Why do they have to be responsible for their father's stand on this? Why are you cussing all the way his generation?
So let me finish by saying that I will not sit here and say cussing is good. No matter how pained you are, we do not believe in cussing. Right. And even the scripture says there's no costless cause. No costless cause shall stand. So the cursing is you are wasting your saliva, nothing will happen. All the people who have been praying fall down and die. For that many people are falling down and died in their family. It doesn't work. So let us try as much as possible to be civil. That's why education is important. And I always talk about family systems. There are some things that your family member will be doing. Say, come inside the house now. Let us hide this shame. This is wrong. People should be able to tell her that what you're doing is wrong. You shouldn't go on public social media to say this sort of thing. Let's focus on that. But this noise, till Nigeria gets to a place where we are civilized enough to understand other people's perspective, trust the system, not trying to sabotage the system when it happens to us because we feel we have money or we have connection. Something happens to you, you are calling. Last night held me the other day. I had to go and pay 20,000 naira. I did not call anybody. So because my driver committed that offense and we had to pay. But other people, instead of paying that money, we start calling, call this person, call that person. That is how we start. So as Nigerians, we should determine in our hearts that we're going to make this system work. But we will still keep shouting. Somebody collected money from me, did not deliver her that year. I came here and I shouted, and she returned it. Yes. Simple.
So the jungle, the noise. The noise. I won't call it jungle, but the noise sometimes helps. This climb.
Yes.
So
we get to that stage.
So that can we be constructive in calling out?
Maybe.
Because this lady, this one that sold baby food, she called out the governor in such vehement. Can she now come and say, Governor Sanwo-Olu, I apologize?
She should. Say thank you.
And thank you for justice. Are they all of them going to do videos now?
She should. They should.
No, it's not Governor Sanwo-Olu. It's the justice system.
They insulted everybody. So they should.
The governor is the executive. He's not the justice system. But the way they called him, you think he can call the chief judge and say, Chief Judge, just say about this.
That's the unrefined, uncivilized way.
Just one final
Yoruba movie. What's happening?
One final point.
Yeah, let's go.
Many times rape victims don't get justice. Many rape cases cannot get tried because there is no evidence. And we must understand the system to solve the problem. So the system in Nigeria is, if anybody gets raped, go to the hospital. The first reaction is you
go to any primary health care center.
Wash your body. The first response is to want to wash your body. The first response is to want to clean yourself of that experience. Don't clean up. Go to a primary health care center. Now, if you are in Lagos, go to Mirabel Center. There are many other, there's this place, Warif in Yaba, but a primary health care center.
What Nigerians also need to do is always identify the primary health center in your area. You don't even know it.
Things like go there, they're supposed to have rape kits.
Yes.
And I know, I've heard a few times where they will say, no, with this primary health care does not have, another one has, where they have, done Nigerianness, of course, on the kits that have been distributed. But ensure that until you get a rape kit and that sample is taken, don't do anything otherwise.
Wash.
And then go to the police station. The family units in each of these police stations are supposed to assist you to get evidence taken, in case it's not a complete coit rape yet.
Okay, we can wrap up with that. Thank you very much, ladies. I like the different perspectives. It's good. The show is your view. So what we do is elicit various perspectives to an issue. But you can have your view. You can join us on social media as you wish. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll bring in our guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. Join us on the show to speak on the Naija Star reality show is one of the judges, our very own Kenny Keke Ogungbe in the building. Yo. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Before we start talking about the reality show, before you came on, we're discussing the Baba Ijesha issue, what happened. I know Nima was going to add something to that, but let me hear your perspective on that whole thing that happened, not just the judgments, but the reactions that Till did afterwards.
Well, the issue is a very sensitive issue. Issue that concerns rape is bad. Then we now concern pedophile. It's another punch.
Yes.
Nobody wishes his son or daughter gets such a scenario.
Yes,
so totally judicial system, you guys said it, in Nigeria is very slow. quite all right. But this case was even fast.
Yes.
Very fast. So if the justice served, no matter what, you take it. If you don't like it, go to the next step.
Fantastic.
If you don't like it, go to the next step, to the final step, and again, and fight it out. But the fact remains, convicted, 6 charges.
Yes.
And again, being locked down for 3 is not an easy thing. Don't do it.
Right. Okay.
Yes, it's better not to do it. My producer had sent the report that the DSVRT prosecuted within 6 months in 2021, 1,617 cases bordering around this kind of offenses. And
so we should trust the system.
We should trust the system. The department is working. They're doing what they need to do. So I missed that, and I wish I had gotten that.
Right, so let's move on to this reality show. Tell us about this Naija Star Search. What exactly is it about?
First and foremost, I want to congratulate you ladies.
Thank you.
You ladies are lovely.
Thank you.
Doing beautifully well.
Thank you.
I enjoy your show, not because I'm here, I also watch it.
Oh, wow.
I
Thank
do.
you. Thank you.
Yes, big shout out going out to YK.
Yeah.
She's watching.
He's watching.
All right.
And I've been already.
Okay. Yeah.
Naija Star Search is the latest reality show containing music, pertaining to superstar talents. Are you a singer? Are you a rapper? Are you a dancer? Everybody knows the works I've put into new Nigerian music. We all call it Afrobeats now. And again, this time around, we're looking for fresh people that will be able to go to the next level. We all know the likes of Tubaba, The Banj, JJC, Sound Sultan of Blessed Memories. We also know the likes of Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido, Kiss Daniel of today. Who are the ones going to the next level? There's those people I've mentioned as they started about 10 years ago. Who will be at their level in 10 years' time?
Right.
We want to coordinate it. What is happening with Nigerian music is phenomenal. It's globally accepted. Population of Jamaica is 6 million. What kind of music do they play in Jamaica? They play reggae music. And reggae music is known all over the world. Even in Nigeria, there are some musicians. They play reggae. Yeah. Who started it? Island Records with Bob Marley, Peter Tosh. But today, they've gone to the next level. Our population is over 200 million people. What kind of music do? We have Fuji, Apala, and all kind of music. But the one that the whole world are vibing to, thank God for internet, is Afrobeat. Let's take it to that next level. And that's why Kenny's Music, in collaboration, in partnership with StarTimes, are putting together Naija Star Search.
So who are those qualified to participate?
Thank you.
And what do they need to do to get in for the audition?
Your voice sounds like a singing voice.
Yeah. Yes, she is actually a singing voice.
You must be 18 years to 35. 18 years to 35, and again, male or female, come around, register, go to our website, www.naijastarssearch.com. Upload 30 to 60 seconds of you singing, I say that with all due respect, singing Afrobeats.
Thank God, do.
Afrobeats. Don't come and be singing.
R&B.
Thank you.
Doing audition for.
Thank you, Ajia.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
I like that. Let me come in. Let me probe that a bit, because the truth is that I would have loved to see you call it Afrobeat star or something. The reason is because we've seen the Nigerian idols, we've seen the other ones, and the American idols. We've seen the ideals behind it. But it would be great for us to have ours, the African, something that even they can also start buying the franchise from you. Say, because Afrobeats will now start happening abroad, and people will now say, I would like to audition for something like that in Africa. So as great as this is, Naija Star is great, but I think it would be great to hear that you're progressing to become that identity that Africa owns, and then people can buy that franchise.
I want to come in from your last comment that they're doing Afrobeats, and because we've seen how other music competition task and challenges people to sing R&B, sing blues, and they're successful doing it, but they don't make money doing it. Most people win those competitions, and they come outside and have to start singing. Those songs just don't work. We remember Yanya is like a perfect example. Blues go blue until he entered Afrobeat. So I'm excited about it. But there are many people that are trying to get into this industry, and they're thinking it might happen only through connection, having someone. Can you break down how transparent this process of shortlisting the first set would be?
You see what you said? If I bring out my phone, I show you WhatsApp messages every day. people I don't know, my WhatsApp, my Instagram, whatever, they send messages to me. And I feel so sorry. Can I sign everybody? Can I project everybody? Even before I open my radio station opens up, you cannot even play everybody because you are in competition with other radio stations, and radio stations are playing top 40, top 50. If you start to play any kind of upcoming, people will turn off. Right. But how many people can you explain that to? Yeah. You know, from your question, very relevant. How transparent? Put it up. You have ID Kabasa. You have VJ Adams. You have Kenny Ogungwe. It's not just me. We have a group of people that they can identify people. ID Kabasa identified Olamide in Bariga, brought him out. ID Kabasa identified Nice in Bariga, brought him out. And they are mega. They have records. I'm a radio person, and a radio person will listen to a song 10 seconds, will determine if that song will go on air or not. If that song will become top 40 or not, he knows. And I have this experience for over 30 years. Yes. 30 years. Don't forget the face cap.
We know the bit. But you see, when they do talent ons like this, you can almost predict the judges trying to be very foreign. What are we supposed to expect from this kind of show? What are fans supposed to... And when is it even starting?
Thank you, Nima. You guys are... that's why you guys are fantastic. This particular one is not a comedy show. We are not going to make fun of somebody that cannot sing. We are not.
That thing used to ache me.
Yeah, me too. You know this one cannot sing. He came for audition. You already prepared. You now covering your head, putting your head, banding the table. We are not going to embarrass anybody. We want to help a Nigerian. That's our main objective. To help, not to disgrace.
Those things entertain us. Those things entertain us. It's entertainment.
It does. It does. It does.
Entertaining.
It does. It's 50-50. Yeah. In as much as you are entertaining, the person that you are using to entertain, does he like it?
Is the state of mental health even going to be able to deal?
If it's
just calm down. Oh, deep gone.
Oh, Baje. Was it well paid?
It's a whole hot topic. We can break that thing down.
We break it down.
Break it down. Because let's not go there. We'll bring another day for that.
I don't mind.
So I'm told that ID Kabasa just walked in, so we're going to go on a break. When we come back, we evict Nima. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us now is also one of the judges, the veteran music producer and singer, Olumide Ogunade, popularly known as ID Kabasa, in the building.
Yo, yo, yo.
Good to have you. I was shocked to see you have gray hair because the ID Kabasa I know doesn't have gray.
How many years ago?
So now you're back.
Please.
Enjoy,
please. I'm very lucky to actually see me like this. Normally, I would have used dye.
We arrange it for the...
We're very excited about your participation in this reality show because it's much needed. Yeah. As you said, the entertainment industry in Nigeria is growing, has gone global. Yes. And we need to put proper structures in place. Why did both of you agree to be part of this project? Let me come to you.
Okay, so over time, if you have followed through my journey, you will notice that I'm not really out to just be a music producer. I have a plan, I have a purpose for what I'm doing. And majorly is actually to see how you can, because for me, succeeding can be a distraction. I can be a very successful music producer, and that is all I want to be. But I also know beyond succeeding, there is the part of being great, which is when people find expression in what you do and all of that. So I was set out to look out for how I could actually have that numbers, that multiplier effect. So if you, Olamide, Nice, Ajasa, Seriki, Reminis, and all of them, was a function of let's look out for ways to actually have more people do this. So when Baba Keke called me for this, it actually aligns with my goals and all of that. So for me it was, and for the fact that it's even Afrobeat, not just music generally, that people will make you do songs that are not really us and all of that, but this one is Afrobeat.
So I like the sound of this, and you know, sometimes when we hear, I would say it's a bit easier to sing R&B because most of the songs are straightforward. You just go up. If you can scale, you're good. But when it comes to singing our traditional songs, there's a depth that it has. And I'm looking forward. So the question is, are you going to be selecting, like when the auditions are done and you start the show, are you going to be selecting the songs these musicians would be performing to ensure that they stick to the African Afrobeats?
So we are picking songs that already exist. Like you rightly said, it's easier to speak English and you are not using any tone. But if you try to sing in Yoruba, I give you a word in Yoruba, awo, different. It depends on the tune you are using. Even the language itself is tonal. So these are some of the things that we are looking for. And beyond just the music we are singing, we are also looking out for a vibe. The energy that you are bringing to the table, because African music is within it too, and all of that. So it's just beyond you singing an already existing Afrobeat song, but we also want to say, are you really Afrobeat or you are just an R&B person that is this guy?
I'm really looking forward to this competition. Let me jump in here.
Yes, you know, most winners of musical reality shows, they will sing R&B, they will sing all kind of foreign music. By the time the winner will not sing R&B. The winner will sing Afrobeat. So this time around, we want you to even, apart from the songs that will be given to you, we want you to even sing your song.
Oh, originals?
Yes. So that by the time you popularize us, populate your expansion, expand your followers with your song you are proud of, that you are comfortable with, you can promote Afrobeat.
Oh, fantastic.
So I wanted to ask if there is anything that would disqualify someone from competing. Are you trying to look for grassroots, or you're trying to, you want anybody, even if they've already released one album or if they've already done some singles, is there any disqualification, that something that would make you not eligible for this competition?
So majorly, like I said, this is actually the first one.
Yes.
So the only thing that will not make you to qualify for this is if you decide not to come. So for
your age too.
So let's start from the beginning. Who can apply? Where can they apply? What's the process like? When you're selected, what are the stages to the point of winner? What does the winner get? So give us the full story.
Okay, you can apply if you are 18 years old to 35.
Website.
Male or female. Website www.nigerstarsearch.com. NSS. Niger First StarSearch.com. And again, auditioning will be going on at the end of this month, and the first program will go on air first week in September.
Oh, great.
And it will go September, October, November. The final will be in November. And the winners stand a chance of winning 10 million naira and becoming the ambassador for StarTimes for 1 year.
So are we going to house them in a place, or are we going to, there was last one I just finished where we didn't see the house activities. We only saw them come for the performances. Is that the same format, or we're going to see a house setting where they are being taught and all that kind of stuff?
The production is going to be different.
Okay.
We're going to have some in-house. We're going to have some on the streets. We're even going to have Kung Fu. It's StarTimes. StarTimes is from China. In collaboration with NTA. You know, so they bring in their expertise with our own expertise to project our music.
Oh, this is nice.
They're also getting content from some of the activities in the house. They don't just want to bring these guys in and leave them stranded. So beyond myself, Inyanya, and Vijay Adams, they're also bringing in some other probably stylists and all of those people to prepare them for the life after the show, which is not what you really get from every other reality.
So for Afrobeats winner, it's not about the voice. I mean, correct me, I'm not a singer. it's not about the voice, it's the styling. How, because I don't know if these people really have this nice R&B. They are just asking. Is it that you're not really looking for voice, you're looking for style, swagger, the lyrics, or what exactly?
Okay, like hip-hop, it's a culture. Afrobeat is a culture, it's a total package from the styling. Then when you say it's not really about the voice, so I am a bit on the reserved side for that, because how people describe voices, you see people tell you that because this person is not singing R&B, it's not tight. Yeah. But the truth is, take Fuji music to America, they will tell you it's hard. Bring jazz music that they play to Africa, you will say it's hard. So it's a function of where you are actually playing. So it's a culture. Once you have that culture, that was why I said it's a vibe. What you're wearing, the way you are projecting your song, your style, your reading. Afrobeats, like hip-hop, is a total package, even street mindset and all of that.
So is it going to be exclusively on StarTimes, or is it going to be across all platforms?
The major program will be on StarTimes, but it's also going to be on Kenny's Music Channel, TV station, on Kenny's FM, and anywhere there is Kenny's Music. Kenny's Music is on AIT, StarTimes is on NTA. So it will be, right now we're on TVC. I'm very connected. I want to connect the triangle.
Yeah, that'll be great.
So it'll be everywhere.
Oh, fantastic. All right, so
I'm really excited for the opportunities to provide many artists. You know, we have many of our students that are on strike, so this will just provide positive entertainment for them. It's a good job.
I wish people started this when we were growing up now. But it's well.
I was telling Ogakeke before he came in, I don't know if you probably missed that I would have loved for this to be like an Afrobeat star
as a title,
so that we can have the identity of Afrobeat stars. The same
I was able to answer that.
Oh, please, go ahead.
Okay, the fact is that Star Search is the beginning.
Okay.
There's going to be another type.
So it will morph into...
Yes. An Afrobeat is a genre.
Yes.
It's a type of, it's like saying R&B search. Or you say reggae search.
Okay, that's true.
Yes, but a star is a star.
I'm from Nigeria.
I'm from Nigeria, yes.
So now we talked about the reality show. Let's talk about, let me hear your thoughts on how we've just blown, how African music, Nigerian music, we are shutting down O2 Arena, we're shutting down Madison Square Garden. Like, how does that make you feel as pioneers in this industry? How does that make you feel?
Okay, it's been a journey. Obviously, I didn't start the journey. Baba Ijesha started the journey. And, you know, I can actually reflect listening to a particular Nicey song where he said, categorically, I'm the best mentally, no gainsaying, and the cutest physically. So all of those things. Nice said those things, but I think it was not just for Nice, it was for the industry. So I see... Let me use
Owatomo Dieleno. Idris Abdulkarim also said, I went to New York, I met Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy gave me a Lexus Jeep. I'm going to buy what you said. That he said it not for him, said it for the music, Nigerian music. Come back to you. Sorry.
It's been brewing for a while. It's been brewing. People have been... So definitely people don't really see the labels of the guys behind the scene. Yeah. Most of the things that we get to see is probably when things blow up and all of that. So it's been a journey. And we also pray that we can actually keep it. Because I'm also scared that if we are not careful, there's neo-colonialism. Yeah. They will tell your story for you. They will take it from you. Yeah, they will own it and they will tell you they gave it to you.
Let me let you add a few things to that because I have to wrap up.
Okay, I wanted to say before you wrap up, if you're out there, you can sing, you can rap, you can dance. This is your time. You've heard of Two-Face Idibia, D'banj, JJC, Sound Sultan of Blessed Memories. You've also heard of Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy, Kiss Daniel. They started not today. They started 10, 15, 20 years ago. We are starting today for you. www.nigerstarssearch.com. If you are 18 to 35 years, go there, upload 30 to 60 seconds of you singing Afrobeats, and you're on your way. Thank you, ladies.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
If you have a parent, this is my own personal admonition. If you have a parent who is your parent, your mom and dad is saying, this thing, I don't understand it, tell them to go to Netflix and watch Afrobeats. If they do that, they would understand the potential out there, and they will allow you and support you to go and register for Niger Search. That's all we can take on the show this week. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye for now. Bye.